We have recently read Romeo and Juliet by the famous playwright William Shakespeare. And a recurring theme that we saw constantly, over and over, was feuds and conflicts. Can you explain what feud and or a conflict is?
A feud is a history of conflict or a disagreement between people, a group of people, or an organization.
Group of people? Montagues, Capulets.
Romeo and Juliet.
Very popular. So, Juliet is a Capulet, Romeo is a Montague, and they are bonded by love, but they cannot pursue their dream of love because of their past conflicts and feuds, which ruins their love. So in the play, Romeo and Juliet, they never explain why there's a feud, but a feud may start because...
So usually it starts by just brief conflict, and then it just escalates into...
A feud and or conflict can affect a family or people greatly. Kevin?
If it wasn't for the feud of the two families in Romeo and Juliet, then it wouldn't have ended in a tragedy.
What is the tragedy of Romeo and Juliet?
They both died. Okay, so the reason why Romeo and Juliet ended up killing themselves, if it wasn't between the two families, then Romeo and Juliet wouldn't have ended up killing themselves because they could be together without trouble. Okay, so how was the feud between Romeo and Juliet resolved?
The feud wasn't directly resolved. It was actually just ended up very abruptly because our two lovers had a plan so that Juliet would kill herself, but she wouldn't actually be dead. So Romeo would wake her up with a kiss, but he thinks she is actually dead. So Romeo actually thinks Juliet killed herself. So he just ends up killing himself, but then Juliet wakes up and sees that he's dead, so she kills herself, and then we have two dead lovers from two different families. And then the main families, Montagues and Capulets, see that, and they're like, well, we shouldn't have shouldn't have a feud anymore because we see how many people have died from this feud, and it's pointless. So that's how it was resolved. Our two characters taught us a great lesson that conflicts and feuds are very silly and not necessary.